Good morning, friends. Hi. So, welcome to my channel. This is Gurmeet Kaur, and today, what you can see here in front of me is a very beautiful plant, guys. It is a very beautiful plant. It can be put in the hanging basket, it can be put in the normal containers. So, it is a very beautiful plant. As you can see, this is called baby tears, guys. Look at the leaves of this, they look like they are the shape of teardrop, so that is why it's a very small, that's why they are called baby tears. So now they are growing very nicely. They have started growing. Previously it was not growing, like it was in dormant period all winter. Now as the spring is here, you can see the growth in this. And one thing this year I have noticed in this plant is, guys, this beautiful pink leaves. As you can see these, I have this plant since many years, but I haven't experienced this kind of stems earlier. It was in the winter season, it was put in the sun for some time, like it used to get around half an hour to 40 minutes of sunlight, and you can see what is I got these stems. Really beautiful. Every time in the time of winters, I used to shift this plant in my indoors, or I used to just keep it wherever there is no sun at all, because as you know, in winters when it goes into a dormancy, so what happens is it will mostly we have to keep it alive, so it becomes dormant and it won't grow properly. And if the sun falls on this, the leaves, they become yellow and lifeless. So that is why I shifted to the area where it won't get much of sunlight, only in a bright light, or else I shifted to indoors. But this time it was getting all the bright light, and it was also getting half an hour of sunlight. So you can see, I have seen these leaves. So I'm not sure. I tried to search about this in the internet. I did not find any answer. If you have any, please comment. Please comment and let me know if you also get these kind of leaves. So coming to the care of this, guys. So care tips is, today we'll be talking about soil mixture. We'll be talking about watering, fertilizer, how I have maintained this plant. You can see it is pretty grown plant now. I have taken a lot of cuttings also. See. And propagation method, and so these points we'll be discussing today. Okay, so guys, coming to the soil mixture of this plant, it has a very basic soil mixture, as it is a moist loving plant. It loves the moisture, but it also doesn't, because it is just like guys, the way you care about tangled heart, it is the same way you need to care about baby tears. It should be you should water it only when the top layer of the soil is dry. But if you don't water these, if it dries out completely, the soil dries out completely, sometimes what happen, these leaves, it will drop its leaves, and they look very lifeless, as if there is no life in the leaves. See now how they're fresh they are looking. It won't look like that. And these also, they won't stand like this, they fall down completely. Okay, so that is a sign of underwatering. Consistent watering to this plant is really important. See, if you want this plant to grow properly, what you have to do is you have to consistently water this plant. Like if you are watering this plant in 3 days, again in next 3 days you have to water this plant. So that is really important. Again in 3 days, if you're watering it in 4 days, again water it in 4 days, next 4 days, next 4 days, like that. So here in my area in Hyderabad, I water it, as you can see today also the soil is little dry, so water is every 3 days, so that and again next 3 days I water it, because just the summer has begun. So spring has begun, summer did not come yet. So in summer you can also water it alternate day. I do that. completely depends upon the moisture of your area, like temperature of your area and moisture and pH level. You have to maintain the pH level of this plant. Okay, so you have to always dip your finger and see. Okay guys, so one more thing, like coming to the soil mixture, it needs very well drained soil guys. It won't sustain in the clay soil at all. It is not that kind of a plant. As I told you, it is like tangled heart, so you have to maintain soil mixture also same like that. So if your soil is very clay soil, then you have to add coco peat in there, and or else if your garden soil is little porous, then you can add sand in it. Okay, that type of soil mixture you can make, and in that you have to add little bit of this vermicompost. You no need to add much of fertilizer to this plant guys, only seaweed extract will do. So seaweed extract will do. So in the soil mixture, only vermicompost, little bit of bone meal, and this neem cake powder will do wonders to this plant guys. So you can see my plant is growing really well. I think I have added those fertilizer in the September. Now it's time to add vermicompost in this. See, it is still doing very good. I have added in this one in the September. Till now I haven't added anything in this September or October. I just give seaweed extract to it. Sometimes I just spray to it. Most of the times I just spray seaweed solution to this plant, or else I'll just pour the granules in this. Okay, so that kind of a fertilizer is very good for this plant. Okay, so soil mixture and fertilizer I have told you, watering also I have told you. So coming to the sunlight requirement, so how this plant will sustain, as I told you, it doesn't require any sunlight guys, so you can just have it indoors also, so it will grow nicely. But it likes very bright, bright areas. So this is a bright light loving plant. If you are keeping it in a bright light, then it will do very good guys. You no need to care about this plant much. It is a very easy growing plant. It also people also grow it to cover the ground area of the garden, so that also will be it looks very beautiful, just to cover the ground area. And this also most of the people, they use it to cover ground area. It also get these white color flowers guys. It looks beautiful at that time. Okay, so and sunlight, you should not give it much of sunlight. Half an hour of morning sunlight will do very good to this plant. That is more than enough for this plant. It doesn't like a lot of sunlight. And these leaves also are like little fleshy. Okay, these are not you'll be having water filled in these leaves, so that is the reason you have to keep an eye on watering. That's it guys. It is a very easy growing plant. You can grow it easily, and you can see how my plant is doing. It's an old plant guys. See, I have taken many cuttings from this plant, many actually. So I have around 2 to 3 baskets of this plant, but I always love this one. The way this one looks, the way this one is growing, I just really love this one. Of course they are also doing really good, but this is a little old. I thought of sharing this plant with you guys. So if you like this plant, please, now this is a growing period. The spring has started. Now this is a growing period, and you can see here the fresh leaves are coming. So at this part of time you can include. Now you can propagate this plant. It is very easy to propagate. See, as I told you, I have taken cuttings from this plant. Try to take a thick stem like this guys, this one, and look for a node area and poke it into the soil. You no need to put it in the water and do all those things again, putting in the soil and all. You can just poke this one in the soil, and this is the best time to grow. The spring is the best time to grow your plants. Okay, so here I end my video guys. You can also do it by dividing, but I think this method is very good of growing this plant. Okay guys, so thank you for watching my all